Yo, guys. Wait. Go. Okay. Oh, hey, yo, what's up, you guys? I'm like, that's what the fuck I saw. But hey, yo, what's up, guys? Me, Mike David here. Today, we are playing a game that I've been wanting to play for a very long time, and I had for a very long time, but I never got around to play it. Which is the beginner's guide. Now, I've seen it a couple times on YouTube. I'm very curious. Headphones. Buffer power saving. Made it. Overlay position top left. Yes. Options. Okay, so we're just gonna begin the game as it is. This is the beginner's guide. Please make sure audio is on. It is. Controls are mouse click and WASD. Right.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
Okay.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their...
Sorry, I'm gonna see if there is, subtitles. Oh, here.
creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse.
I'm gonna look at this up because this is gonna annoy me. uh, Titles. I did turn. Yeah.
At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin into.
I need to restart it,
Hi
maybe.
there. Thank you very much for
There
playing
we go.
The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level
Should also tell you guys I'm drinking.
for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveyWreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Warning. Whisper machine active. Shift destruction imminent.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
I just used all bullets. I cannot reload.
Security call breached. Hostile alien life forms inbound.
It kind of looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets.
I know.
But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin ship evacuation.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Oh yeah. That's pretty funny.
Apparently, the space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh man.
Or, if you'd really like to solve the labyrinth, you're welcome to do that too.
Thank you. Right. That's all I found. I was actually going the right way. Just check everything. Right? So this game has been out for a very, very, very long time. Hey bro, hope you're having a wonderful Christmas Eve and Christmas. I will later, right? Yeah man. I might be reduced to whatever this game is gonna do to me. But yeah. Same to you, man. Same to you. May the grand stream wizards smile upon you. There we go.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Do I have to?
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Whoa. You can see all the rooms from here.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but
Yeah.
Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife.
That's what I was thinking.
Juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Alright. November. Past was behind.
Yep, in this game you can only walk backwards.
Oh. That's interesting.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. Oh wait, but the future always behind her. How will she find the strength?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Right. Also November. Don't like this. Or no entry. Imagine you just walk off. No, ending. No entry.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay. December.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
Going slower.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
I'm gonna keep doing it the way it's supposed to. Come on! Okay, fine. And on. Whoa. Read an enemy's email to learn how to beat
A
them.
room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
The button you press to stop chaos that
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
That's fair floating. I was reading that. Ready, set, page. Yeah, you and I have very different interpretations of fishing.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it. Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're gonna see it a lot.
What are these three dots? That's what more intrigues me. Intrigues me more. Focusing on the wrong.
So that seems to be it, right?
thing.
You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Oh.
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
This is really cool though. We could actually walk all of them. Hey, back here. Burn it.
Aha! So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the stairs game and puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
March 2009. A great and lovely descent.
Let's talk about video game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Cool.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well. The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Oh fuck. It's actually very fucking trippy. Oh fuck. Nearly missed that. No, it's very hard to judge with a black background. Speedrunning a little bit. Wait. Another stair? A set of stairs? Oh. It's weird. Huh. Actually just go around it. Not in. No. I like that. It is kind of scary. What, is this supposed to be his horror game?
This prison,
Or an inmate?
funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that. This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
He trolled the fuck out of you. Oh wait, no, there's a lamp. Dang it. Oh, so it's a lamp. Yeah. Oh, it is a lamp. What was I thinking of the other one? Oh, we are.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time. There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Cool. Hold up. Give me un momento. I need to grab myself something to drink. Sorry about that. A little bit longer than expected. All right. And here I go. Yeah. You there, did
Here,
you?
Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Okay. You there, did you come from up above? What was up there? Yes, there was a world stamped with whiteness. Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there were these floating colored blocks. Prison. That's the world above. You've been there. Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. That was literally the last thing I did before coming here, and no, I don't remember having what to tell you. After all, we've only just met. I prefer not to tell you. What? But you don't understand. We are trapped here. The puzzle is our only escape. We need to get through it. You think you want to get through, but trust me, you don't. Let me describe it for you. Let me tell you all about what is over there. Alright? But you don't. Oh, but I do. We do. We need to get there. We understand it is the most important thing in the world. You have to escape the prison. There must be an ending. I promise you. Let me pour myself a drink. I heard that. Oh, that's nice and cozy. Oh. Listen, listen, listen. Hi. Hello, did you get here? How did you get here? That's true. No, I've been right here this entire time. Go and see the puzzle sometime. It's not meant to be solved, but you can sit in a black space in the middle. What happens if I solve it? Why would I sit in the black space? Oh, it's plenty peaceful. It may not seem that way at first. Fuck, I cannot read that past. I simply cannot. Always had trouble reading. Come on, man. Taking the piss.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Okay, this is creepy and peaceful. Yeah.
Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination.
Yeah, that window doesn't work.
Which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
April 2009. The game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. Oh, hey. How do I leave a note? Nice room. Huh? Can I leave a note as well? I want to leave a note.
So
Anybody
first off,
find
I'm
it?
sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda.
Oh.
This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This
How do you
was
beat
shortly
the game?
after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew
Look
up.
at this.
I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit
holy
too
shit.
pushy, trying to get his attention.
Can
I
you
was
guys hear
over
me?
enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me.
Hello.
And I cooled off eventually.
Reasonable.
Feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way,
But
to me they
makes
convey a
sense.
sense of loneliness. I see
Yeah.
this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and
Very
has no
secret.
way to express
One
them
time I did.
except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
I'm king of the world. Woo! oh.
But it's ironic, isn't
Good
it,
type here.
that in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt,
There.
that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your
All
work.
alone this summer. You
I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so
almost
much.
you can tell.
Is because it felt like they let me have that connection.
I don't know.
I felt as
Okay.
though he was inviting me
Okay.
personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Do not be afraid. You care. Ooh. Whoa. I saw a flying penguin. Let me tell you, it was the most majestic thing I've ever seen. I don't feel like living because nothing will ever be that. I never want to see again if nothing will ever be that beautiful again. I'm crying now and plan on ripping my eyes out. I must go now to do that. Jesus. Yeah, that's kind of fucked. How's there wood and grass and concrete? Balls. Define fun. I'm gonna read less now. The shit is this cover? I say I'm gonna read less of them, but I can assure you, guarantee that there is an acorn somewhere here in this place, and the sailors are looking for it. Disbelief. What has bought? I need to go to the freaking bathroom. Can you ask me, please? What happens if I jump down there? Okay. I'll live up to that guy. A free t-shirt. Makes game, includes door. Cannot open doors. Open sesame. Need other side. Door. Why you so? Door, how open? Good shit. I'm gonna jump down. Cannot even jump down. Never mind. Can I go anywhere else? I don't like invisibles. Never have, never will. Oh man. So many other fucking... Fine. Fine. I somehow still expected fucking fall damage. So here we go. Wait. What the fuck? Where did that come from? Someday I will meet the person who made this. Oh. I help people because of the internal good feeling I get. New room! Expansion pack. DLC. You hear the chimes. They keep you going, don't they? I don't hear you. Scared of writing something. Don't want to feel judged. Not very crowded here. Well, how would you... I would like very much to be desired. Don't we all? Oh, congratulations. I don't go with this. You can go in there. In here, I think. Don't bother. Game where you leave notes. Suddenly everyone's public. Yeah. Got to write anything here. Well, you didn't, because you wrote that. Where I get off. I'm compelled. Stop, turn back. Proceeding further will only result in misery. Let's jump together. Yeah, let's do it. Come here. Take my hand. Hey, don't talk about me. Yeah. Question. Next. I think, need someone to talk to. Well, don't we all? This is a note? Yeah, there's a note. Don't listen to the other notes. I'm not safe. Okay, I'm not supposed to listen to you. Lying. I learned you cannot fall off. Oh yeah, I learned that. I think. So many. Okay, I'm gonna skip. Hold on, all of you. Here's something. I'm gonna read the one right here. Up here, looks like dots. Oh yeah, no, that does. The whispers just became very loud. He was himself the most horrible creature you could imagine. I'm here now. Yeah, we're all here now. Must be a reason for it. It's Charles' secret. Kept it well. Beat the game. More room?
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
You're worried about that fucking door, but I'm more worried about that triple dots. The one with the spiraling mouth. Now we're to keep digging.
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
This puzzle have a solution. Oh my god. I've been here for literally an hour. What the fuck do I do? Help. Shit, how do you solve it? Developer, answer please. Doesn't make sense. The second door won't open.
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
The hell? How do you leave notes? Over there. Please, someone say something. Can't be anything. I just talk to me, please. Oh, speak. May, June. Porn stars die too.
Okay, this one is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Picture again. Could be coincidence. Well, the same time.
See, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Nice. Where's everything? Watch furniture ought to go in the center of the room. How about TV? That's around sound of a refrigerator. Giant hole. And put a huge picture of a horse, themselves lined up on the wall. Not what I said. Light up the room a bit. Skylight, full ceiling window. Let's open the baby up. I'm thinking 10 by 12. Resist electric 6. Soft LED ceiling lights with resin trim. Live Tesla coil in each corner. Yeah. And a table. Need a table. Where are you? Where exactly are you? Doing this from pretty sure none of my choices are making it. Where have it? Pretty sure none of these have made it. Big motherfucker.
there's a bit more to this one, but still it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake. So okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Hello, please. Or forward. I tried to Stanley Parable this. That will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Pretty fucking dots. Good. Go to the photo frame and click lightly. I turn the floor lamp of this room off. Turn it back on. Left sofa. Left side sofa. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Turn to the start. You'll be taken back to your prison. Turn.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what?
Wait.
Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going. And then he hits on something.
So he made all that?
And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
It's so fucking dark. It's like dark, dark, dark. Hello? Who's this? Hey, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped prison. What? You're me? So you were trapped in prison too? Yep. I was in.
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
I kind of miss being in prison. She doesn't. I missed being in a prison. True, maybe I only like once I don't have them anymore. It was comfortable. I knew my limits. I knew my place. But don't you feel excited about getting out from this? It was comfortable. I knew my limits. I knew my place. Did enough though. Comfortable. With inhumane. Human. I couldn't live this way. I don't need to. You just need to be patient. Having limits is way more important than you probably realize right now. You'll see what I'm talking about when you have been there for a while longer. If you're me, did you get a call from another version? No, I think I'm the first to call back. I think I'm the first to call back. Can you tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? I have to be... I have to do this piece of here. Get out, you need to tell me how you feel right now. You know, just talk with me. You have to be sincere. That was free. Handle that. Listen, you can't know until you're out, but I promise it worked. Sincere about what? What exactly? That's exactly what you need to figure out in order to escape.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
August 2009.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself? To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Hey, let me out. Oh, good, my goodness. I'm glad it's out. Showed up. Thought, in the entire house by myself. And
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Everyone knows some hands make lousy homes. Don't worry about me. A place that is nice. I'll be glad to stay here all night. Lousy homes make home loaded. Are we cleaning this up? Lousy home. This place is going to clean itself as far as I know. I'll finish up here in the meantime. There's a much nicer. That's the tables I want to see. That's what I want to see. Could you please run to the bathroom? You're standing. I thought you sat down. Do you enjoy being a teenager? How'd you end up this job? It's been a long time since I've seen you. How'd you end up in this job? Turns out I've never felt so good doing something my whole life. Never did like cleaning my own house. Well, I got some demons I ain't ready to face yet. But speaking of demons, someone put this couch all in my house. To come out and straighten the pillows. Yeah, there you go. Put the ring over by the couch. Not that. feel compelled to share an incredible cheesy personal today. Okay. Make it especially cheesy. Nice. No. No, it was stupid. Sorry. Yeah, these dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come back? You're not doing anything. Need training, how about you crop it down? Need to be perfect, we're all just human. It's not hurting.
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
You do. You have absolutely got to own it. Or don't you? Why did you?
I know that Coda really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time, just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
It occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it. You take care of it. It takes care of you. Don't know why it felt so hard thing to say to someone you just met. Yeah, you're pretty. But there's a bit of truth in it, no? Yeah. Oh, housekeeper. I was just there.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
But have those all coming home. That's the count. Question.
But, of course, it can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
I was gonna answer that. But yes. Did actually enjoy it.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
Items you
This
love
one
and
gets a
members
bit
only.
goofy.
Just to improve your life. Get a better job? To make your relationship more meaningful? No. Perfect. Workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, people in your life, to look at you and think, whoa, this person is a better human being. Right now, what do you think about in your life? Jesus Christ. My brain is not fucking reading anymore. Yeah, good question. do we do it effort? This is easy. It is so easy.
About halfway
So
through the game, the perspective
That's
shifts.
effort.
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
This is the key. How do I... On the way to work, I told elderly person to start contributing to society. Kids not follow their dream. Well, I mean, right now, it isn't effortless. I still love you. It's just the whole inside. Or to free yourself, trying to find the right solution. You're not doing it right. Not hurting. Goodness all. Drinking is not hurting my life. Fuck you, I'm drinking. Not hurting my life. And that you won't be happy until you love me. This is for you. Developing assist. Only one thing. What is the easiest simple path for it? It's for you. Haha, just kidding. Anyone wants to do some there's no truth. There's no path. If I'm not a good teacher, do what is easiest. Do what is simple. Feel what is true. Holy shit, you guys, something is coming out of the back of the room. Look out. Nothing. No one. It's going. What are you? It's going to destroy you. Run, run, run. Nothing. No one.
I felt pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
January 2010. Does this mean we're reaching the end?
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Letter. I'm the letter. The empty, airy, nobody's here. This is kind of freaky. Wait, I have been able to walk through these the entire time. Walk through these as well. Oh, these are... Fucking Christ! Alright, before can he plays with Splinter, will be playing with me. We're at the gathering professionals. Commercial starts. Wall. Oh. Good, stay right there. Animals is your dream to become professional. Just learn something from her to gain something. Hello, sorry I was to leave. Better. What are you doing? Dancing. Dancing around in station. Do it again. Here are my hopes and dreams. Completely missed the tone of the conversation. Was deserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment that I was confident. Maybe it better feel fitting. There were a lot of people around us. I will give you some props to work with. These constant bounds, fetch them. Again. Sorry, I'm playing with this too much. Oof. You must have worked really hard to get where you are. I bet you learned to lean into the pain. Very much. Learn to lean into the pain. Yeah! You're messing it all up again. You'll freak her out if the conversation gets that person like real. So important. And post. Step back. I didn't know this was a fucking psychological horror.
The game ends with this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer.
All right.
But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
June 2010. Mobius trip to play this game properly. Close. Come on. Help him land, I can see anything. Help him land. Deep breath. Yeah. Can't see
You should
anything.
probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise.
The three
And there
dots.
is a solution, by the way.
What? Is it? It just stops. Oh, it just stops. Pause. Work is always fun. Interesting. Not bad. Burst my creative energy. How do you know? Huh? Not me. That's this whisper. Oh shit! Whisper engine. What's going on? Over. I can keep making these. That's it. That's the proof.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First
Training
off,
me.
he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So
Oh.
where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
Milan. Be okay. No.
His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After
But
this
this-
game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
Is this about a real person? I don't remember this. December 2010. Oh. Come on. What is this? Don't start doing that shit. Where did this island come from? How do I get out of here? Hello, is anyone there? Is that a person? Lovely. It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. Yeah, because I just unlocked my second island. And my first island is gone. I'm completely out of ideas. When I try to create, I feel empty. I have nothing left to give my work. What happened? Something changed? There was a machine that kept me going. But I'm trying to find this engine that I used to protect me. Start it again. Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. It isn't far. What? You have to take me there, to it. I need to see it, to know why it stopped.
If the last game featured Coda talking explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet still he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
It's guarded by a difficult puzzle. If you can help me solve the puzzle, you'll find the machine. It doesn't matter what I say, does it? We're going to end up there one way or another, right? Yeah. Wait, it changed the deal? Yeah, perfect. Hold on, I'll show it to you.
Because from my perspective at the time and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet. And so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Hey, I recognize it. This. Oh, wonderful. You tell me how to do it. First you have to close the door. First you have to open the door. First the door. Now you close the first door. Uh-huh. Now you press the switch.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
I have nothing left to give to my work. What is this? Is anyone there? I need to see it. No. My stop deal. Didn't they use to protect me? What is this? Start again. What are you talking about? There's no machine here. It's just words on some walls. You'll see. You have to say that your work is fun and easy. You have to say the game development is simple and joyous. That you loved it 100% of the time. Okay, making games easy. Making games is effortless. Ah, that feels wonderful. It wasn't true. Why did the walls? It isn't true. Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. And the creation is easy. When I make games, I feel completely energized like this. It never stops being easy.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it, it looked really unhealthy to me.
Yeah?
I was watching him do this to himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering.
Every time I'm making something, I feel better about myself. Making games.
This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
Oh, please. Oh. Oh, this is helping. Patience. You have to trust me. I promise this will work. Please continue. Pain breezes effortlessly off me. Any sacrifices made for my work are worth 100%. It always pays off. So with the second one.
I don't
Go.
know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it. I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
Free. Shit.
But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
I was about to say, that's near 2011. The Machine. I'm the Machine! Guard. Let's see you arrive safely. We've captured the Machine. Waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation. I intend to be quiet. Good. Be warned that someone called the press. This one. Holy shit. Three dots.
And of course, it's the Machine.
You stopped. You stopped feeding us. Your work was keeping us alive. Your work was keeping us. Your work kept us alive. Those people out there, can you imagine what pain that you put them through? It was only because of your creations that any of us could make it through every day. How could we possibly go back to prison? Oh, the second one. So here's what needs to happen. You need to go to the people who are out there and apologize to them. You have to admit to the people that you allowed them to suffer. And it's so low. It's so out of context. It's so low. Apologize. Believe me. No, nothing. Be careful. I know how to hurt you. I've seen the thing you fear. The thing you fear. Alright then, I will apologize to the people on your behalf. Oop. My followers. It falls on me to deliver bad news. Queen will not apologize. Just to admit that it deliberately hurt us. But this is not important. We are stronger than gangster. We will find a way to live without it. We do not need its games. Let us pay it retribution. Let's show it that we are not failures. Follow me. We will destroy the machine. Follow me. We will destroy everything that the machine created. Here. Oh. Coda, I'll make you suffer. Sure, your work dies here, Coda. Sure. You're known. Coda. Isn't that what you're
So now the
scared
work
of?
is becoming self-destructive.
Those-
And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral?
You did
Would it
this?
give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
Or are you Coda? This might very well be fucking Coda.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
You fucked up, didn't you? Weapon.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something... I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem.
It's a lot of eyes,
They
man.
told me how much they enjoyed his games. It was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy.
About you.
So anyway,
I made it about you.
Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
June 2011. Tower. What happened?
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
I'm wondering if Coda was the one adding the noise.
This room actually has a maze in it. except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise, so the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played, it actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Let's get a little bit further. 2 steps. Sorry, by the way, for everybody that has seizure issues. I don't think there is an actual fucking way. Wish so I could he just can press enter to the walls. Cooler.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze? The only way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
6 1 7. Okay. 1 5 1 6 1 7 15 16 17. Cool. Going up.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges, and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem.
This is not about fixing, mate.
I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't
This
fix the
feels
problem.
more like I decide.
I can open this door for you, so
when
let me do
it's.
that.
This feels more like a. I will decide when it's time for you to come in.
Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011.
Right.
I'm playing this for the very first time.
Too hard.
And as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself,
Fix.
I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what the 3 dots mean.
Hey, that was my question this whole time. Every time he talked about the door and I saw the dots, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about the door, man? It's the fucking dots. Machine at the dots.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left. and it felt somehow like I had failed.
Phil. Just can't do it anymore.
Where did I screw up?
Like I said, I think you tried too hard, man. First in my games.
I am the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you. I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
I think I'm making these games for you. So infected my personal space that it's possible it begin to play solutions.
And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally, for a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
Hit in between games. If there was an answer, meaning, would it make you any happier? Would you stop taking my games and showing them people against my wishes? Giving them something that is not yours to give, violating the one boundary that keeps me safe. Talks about him. Stop changing my games. Stop adding lampposts to it. It was him. He added the lamppost. He modified his games.
And then you stopped. And I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing. What does that mean?
I am around you, I feel physically ill. Desperately need something, and I cannot give it to you. I literally do not have it. I literally do. Wait. What if Coda was never the one to feel like the weird guy or the outsider or whatsoever? What if it was the narrator? Davey, was it? What if it's been Davey this entire time? Struggling to come up with. Depressed. Low points are just a part of the process. Yes. That's what I'm saying. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than me. Yeah, this is what I mean. I don't think he was the broken one. Or the frustrated or whatsoever. It's Davey. Davey is trying to flip this all on Coda. I realize that doesn't make sense to you just yet. Just to me now. It really fucking clicks now. Which is fine. You're not my problem to solve.
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
What the fuck? I'm using the words. And that you make peace with the thing you are wrestling. Demon. When you finally see what I'm talking about. Don't say anything. Don't.
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work, is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of
You
me has
need it to
hope
be
that
fixed.
if I put this compilation out into the
needed a
world,
fix.
and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please, I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
No. Epilogue.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
We're all suffering from it. In a way. It's what humans need. One more.
Solution.
These transitions, man, are fucking cool.
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed.
You told
Maybe
people he was
just
depressed?
likes making prisons.
That's kind of fucked up. 'Cause that's not yours to tell. Unless he actually tells you, like, yo, can you please tell this person? Even then, you should always
Even
say,
now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
still. Fucking Oblivion?
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like. What now? I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because
How's the game?
I know that I said that I would be here and I would
So
walk
far,
you through
I
this,
think I
but
figured it out.
it's starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm
But it's heavy.
just gonna...
And it's getting heavier.
Okay.
I'm starting to feel it. It's so far, it's fucking... It's a wild game in a way. Because I'm constantly questioning if this is like just a game made as a game, or if it is real. Because if it's just bullshit, then goddamn. If it's real, holy fuck. Fucked up. So yeah. Also, this is my very first playthrough of this game. I'm still not sure yet. So I think that Davy is the one that actually was desperate because of all the text that we saw. And Coda tried to help him, but in the end, he couldn't. Because of all the bullshit. Shit, man. This again. It did jump scare me twice. But just to be honest, jump scared me twice. In the same level. One, the theater. Floating? Yes, that's what I thought. This was all about the float. Wait. There's no level. Holy shit. This couldn't be interpreted as somebody's mind. But mind is a fucking maze. An infinite maze.
Turn back.
Or
Turn back.
hold up. I don't know if this is copyrighted. This project would not have been possible without the following individuals. Matthew, Ryan, Richard, Jesus, Turn Back by Helena Heron. By Helena Heron and Ryan Roth. Additional thanks to a lot of people. Yeah, I just don't know if I can let you guys listen to this song, so that's why I muted it. That was it. Huh. It was weird that Davey left at the end. I guess that Davey did see that he did something wrong. Maybe. We don't really get an explanation. Goddamn. Such simplicity, such. I guess he did realize at the end. Yeah. At least I like to imagine that he did. Because it did seem like he started to regret everything that he did. Wanted to say sorry and everything. But if I get it right, then I get why Coda stopped. Coda needed closure because he realized that this wasn't okay. The relationship they had. Sometimes the hardest thing is to let somebody go, even though you know they need you or whatsoever. But you cannot give them um what you want, what they need. Uh Talking from experience. But yeah. Yeah, definitely. It's rare that I'm trying to figure out what to say. Um Without trying to like repeat myself or doing injustice to the game. Got him. So yeah. Um I guess all I can say is that was it for today's stream. Beginner's guide. Fuck. I'm probably gonna be laying awake here for the next two. Like I'm going to bed quite fast after I'm done with the stream because I need to wake up early tomorrow. I want to get some good sleep in, but I think I will have a hard time sleeping with this. Staying awake. Good night, brother. Thank you. Is Nyandra? Or is it not one Andra? I don't know. Joking. You have to bet that you're at the end of the game. You got it right the first time. I had a feeling. But yeah, Narendra, thank you for being here. Thank you for chatting. This is not usually the type of content that I make. I usually play more action type games and stuff like that. Now, I do know that there is another game like this. I don't. What, the Dragon and something? That one is much more heavier, for what I remember. My Steam page doesn't want to load right now. Go fuck my Steam page for now. But yeah, I just needed something to fill in for tonight, since tomorrow I won't be streaming because of Christmas, and the day after I don't know if I'm gonna be streaming. But for the next week or so, it's all gonna be ghost hunting. Me and a friend are going to visit a lot of places, and try to catch some fucking ghosts. We're gonna be streaming it. So yeah. If you want to see that, please hit that follow button. It's free. Much appreciated. And yeah, other than that, thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. But yeah, other than that, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. Thank you for following. Thank you for everything. And I'll see you guys in the next fucking stream. Peace the fuck out, motherfuckers. Bye bye.